I'm Gary with Gary Sprinkler Repair Service, and today I'm going to show you how to set and program the Orbit WaterMaster Sprinkler Timer. Let's get started. One of the first things I'd like to show you with this timer is it has selector pins down here that you can slide up or down. This one right here, if I get in closer, you can see it says days. So we can choose each one of these stations. These are all the stations. This is an 8-station timer. So you can see these guys, it says, are all in the off position down here. And so you won't be utilizing those. And that's pretty much it for those three. So on this timer, you can see they're using station number 1's not being used, 2 is being used, 3 is being used, 4 and 5 are all being used, and they have a watering time of 15 minutes. You can change that by just moving the sliders up or down. You can see here if I can get my hand out of the way, and I can change that to whatever time I want. And that's that easy. Sorry, it's kind of hard to keep this phone steady and do everything, but I'll do my best. Anyway, to turn, let's say, station 1 on manually, all I have to do is slide that all the way up to the manual position, and on it'll go. If I want to turn it off, all the way back down to manual off, that turns it off. You can see down here, I can set it to be in the A program. I can set them all to be in the A program, or I can set them to be both in, if you look up here, A and B program. So A is blue, B is green. So you can set both up with different start times. You can set watering days, and you can do the same thing on the other side. So again, they kind of flip-flop it around. You can see on start times on A is down here, water days is up here, start times is up here on B, and down here are your watering intervals. So a lot going on, like I said, but once you look at it, it's not that complicated actually once you get to kind of looking at it. Again, down here I can choose, if I didn't want to set anything in the B program up here, I could set all these switches up here to A program, and every single station would only do whatever I set for the A program up here. And then over here, we can set and do the things that we need. You can see there's 2 different weeks. There's week number 1, right here. Get my finger in there, week number 2 right there. If it's raining, turn it to off, right over here. Anyway, to set time and date, we come here. It's kind of a little difficult to see the clock right now. That's correct time, it's 11:58. We can use plus or minus here to change. And then when you're done, you hit enter. So again, if I want to set the date and time, turn the dial to set date and time. If I want to clear everything, I can hit with a little pen in there, push that button, it'll clear everything on this clock. We can start all over from scratch. I can also use this button to hit manual and manually water that way. On set time and date, and it should give us the option, that's the time right now. We should be able to hit next. It goes to the year. I can change it with plus or minus if that's not correct. If that's correct, so let's say it's 2021, I can hit the plus sign, but I gotta hit enter to make it stick, otherwise it won't stick. So I'll hit enter, go to next. There's the month, it's October. If that was wrong, plus or minus would change it, and then hit enter. So here I'm gonna go to next because that's correct. And you can see here 23rd day. So again, plus or minus if I was wrong. So if I want to come back all the way back around, I can get back in here and change this, make sure it says 2020. And it does, because I didn't hit enter when I wanted to change to 2021, just to show you. Anyway, so that's how you do set date and time. Now you can see start time. This clock currently has one little triangle up here if I zoom in. So you can see it only has one start time in this A program, and it's set for 5:05. I can either clear that, or I can go plus or minus. Let's say I want it to start at 5, not 5:05. Change it to 5. And don't forget to hit enter, and there we go. Now it'll have that. If I wanted to add a second watering time, I just hit next. And you can see the arrow drops down here, and it's blinking. It's really hard to see, but there's a cursor blinking next to the number 2, right there. And now plus or minus would give me that second watering time, and then hit enter if I wanted to put it in. You ever want to come back during the summer or fall and get rid of that, you would be here in auto, turn the dial to start times. You zoom in, you can see it pops in and starts at number 1. Hit next, go to your second start time that you have here and hit clear. On this timer, we have the opportunity in a B program if we wanted to flip the switch down here and put somebody in B, which is the middle position here. For a couple stations, maybe we have a garden on station number 4. We could flip it to B, tell it to come on after the A program runs in the morning, tell it what days of the week we want it to water. Or if we wanted it to run with both the A and the B start times, we could put a switch down, all the way down, and it would run whenever the A program kicks on, and then when that shuts off, it would kick on and run when the B program comes on. So let's say you had a lawn zone and you wanted to put it in A and B program down here, so that it would water in the morning with the A program, but then that one station, maybe you wanted to go ahead and water again in the evening, just that one. So you could put a start time in the evening, set what days of the week, and put that switch in A and B, and just that station would come on. So let's say it was station 4 or whatever, you could do that. We have water days. I put the dial on water days. You come over here, you can see that it has a 2-week calendar. We have triangles on every day of the week. So that means it would run every day. Can't quite see it. It's actually a blinking cursor to tell you where you're at. So if you wanted Monday to stay on, you just hit next, move over to Tuesday. If you wanted Tuesday off, you just hit clear. And that little triangle will go away on Tuesday. And that's how you set all the days for full 2 weeks. So next, we're gonna show you how to do manual for watering everybody. So all the A program. I'm gonna hit manual, and it says, do you wanna water all? And they're referring to all the A and all the B. So I can hit next if I want, and just say, no, just the A program. You can see it up on the left, and then hit enter. And it says, okay, fine. This clock's a little old, so that you gotta hit enter a couple times. So now there's no station 1 down here, so it says, oh, I don't have a station 1, because that's turned off. So it's gonna start with station 2. So if you look, it says in the A program, station number 2 is set to water, it's on, and it's watering for 30 minutes because that's what the slider right there on station number 2 is set for. But anyway, these numbers are kind of worn off, but that's 30 minutes. The bottom portion of this timer, you can see it has the little push-up slides. You just slide them up, put the wire in there, let go, and it holds the wires for you. Again, this is 8 stations. You can see only 5 are being used here. These 3 are not. That's why the sliders were on the timer. We're down to the off position on that. We have a pump relay, so if you have a well that you're using a pump for, or a pond where you're using a pump for your irrigation, you'll need to have a wire connected up to that and running to your pump. Next is the common, so it has common 1, common 2, and you can use common 1, but let's say you have 2 sets of wires, a front yard set of wires and a backyard set of wires. There's a place to stick the commons for both of those, 2 different places. And then lastly, of course, is the 24-volt AC. And do make sure that you connect those wires before you plug in the transformer. Pretty much it for this timer. There's not a whole lot else there is to do to it. The only other thing I could tell you is there's a battery compartment here. You slide that open, and as you can probably see, it takes a couple of AA batteries. And that's pretty much it. It does have a transformer that's plugged into it in this house. Transformer's up here plugged in. And they've got it on a surge protector to kind of help protect themselves. Hopefully you don't have any questions, but if you do, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And yes, I know I need to remember my gimbal next time, so it's not so shaky and looking so amateurish, but again, I apologize. And if you felt like the video helped you today, feel free to give us a like, share, and subscribe.